Pick a number in your head. How many people do you think you'd need in one room before two of them sharing a birthday is more likely than not?
Most people guess 100. Some say 200. The year has 365 days, so the math feels obvious. The real answer is 23. 23 people. That's it. And the odds that two of them share a birthday are better than a coin flip. You don't believe me? Good. Nobody does the first time. Because numbers never lie, but they love to betray you. Let's slow this down. Imagine you walk into a small meeting. You count the heads, 23, including you. Now someone offers you a bet. They say two people in this room have the same birthday. Same day, same month. You look around. You think, no way. 23 people, 365 days. The room is nearly empty compared to the calendar. So you take the bet. And here's the thing. If you took that bet every single time, you would lose more often than you win. How is that possible? The mistake is hiding in the way you just thought about it. You pictured yourself. You looked around the room and asked, does anyone here match me? And you're right to think that's unlikely. For one specific person, the odds are small. But that was never the question. The question was not you against the room. The question was everyone against everyone. And that is a completely different animal. Watch what happens. You're not making one comparison. You're making every possible comparison. Person 1 checks against person 2, then person 3, then 4. Every pair in the room is its own tiny lottery ticket. So how many pairs are hiding in a room of 23? You might guess 23, maybe a few more. The real number is 253. 253 pairs from just 23 people. Each pair is another roll of the dice, another chance for a match to slip through. That's the creepy part. The people grow slowly. The connections between them explode. Let's feel that with small numbers first. Two people in a room make exactly one pair. Add a third person, and you don't get 2 pairs, you get 3. Add a fourth, and it jumps to 6. A fifth, and it's 10. You're adding people one at a time, but the pairs are climbing in leaps. By the time you reach 23 people, that quiet little staircase has turned into a cliff. 253 ways for fate to find a match. Now the 50% starts to make sense, doesn't it? Let's make it concrete. Instead of asking, what's the chance of a match, flip it around. Ask the opposite. What's the chance that nobody matches? That everyone has a totally unique birthday? The first person can have any birthday. Fine. The second person has to dodge that one day. So they have 364 days out of 365 to stay unique. The third person now has to dodge 2 days. The fourth dodges 3, and on and on. Every new person finds it a little harder to stay different. The free days keep shrinking, and you multiply all those shrinking chances together. Do that for 23 people, and the chance that everyone is unique drops to about 49%, which means the chance that somebody collides is just over 50%. 50.7 to be exact. A coin flip. In a room you could fit around a kitchen table, and it keeps getting stranger. Push the room to 70 people, and the chance of a shared birthday climbs to 99.9%. Almost certain. With 70 people, you would be a fool to bet against a match. But to be 100% guaranteed? For that, you'd need 367 people. One more than the number of days in a leap year. Because only then is it impossible for everyone to be unique. There simply aren't enough days to go around. So think about that gap. To be certain, you need 367 people, but to be merely likely, you need just 23. The jump from probably to definitely costs you hundreds of extra bodies. Almost all the action happens early, in that first crowded handful. This is the part your brain refuses to feel. You are wired to think in straight lines. Add a person, add a little risk. Add another, add a little more. Slow and steady. But this isn't a straight line. It's a curve that bends upward and then rockets. The pairs pile up faster than the people do. And your intuition, the same intuition that kept your ancestors alive, was simply never built for this shape. So where does this actually matter? Is it just a party trick? Not even close. This exact effect has a name in the world of hackers. They call it the birthday attack. Here's why they love it. A lot of digital security depends on something called a hash. Think of a hash as a unique fingerprint for a file, your password, a document, a transaction. Each one gets scrambled into a fingerprint that's supposed to be unique. If two different files ever produce the same fingerprint, that's called a collision, and a collision can break the lock. Now, a naive engineer thinks there are billions and billions of possible fingerprints. Finding two that match by accident would take forever. But you already know the trick, don't you? The attacker isn't hunting for one specific match. They're throwing thousands of files into the room and waiting for any two to collide. Everyone against everyone. The pairs explode, and the collision arrives far, far sooner than the engineer ever expected. That's the birthday paradox, dressed in a hoodie, quietly picking a lock that everyone thought was safe. And here's the unsettling scale of it. To brute force a fingerprint that's 128 bits long, head-on, you'd need to try an impossible number of files, more than there are grains of sand on Earth. But with the birthday trick, the work needed drops to the square root of that number. Still huge, but suddenly thinkable. The same shape that made a kitchen table feel like a crowd is what forces cryptographers to build their locks twice as strong as your gut says they need to be. And it shows up in more places than that. Geneticists run into it when DNA profiles match by chance. Sports fans find it on the field. Look at almost any World Cup squad, 23 players per team, and you'll often spot two teammates who share a birthday. 23. The same magic number, hiding in plain sight on live television. So let's go back to that room. 23 strangers standing around, completely unaware that the math has already decided their fate. None of them feels special. None of them is trying to match anyone. And that's exactly the point. The collision doesn't need their permission. It rises out of the sheer number of invisible connections between them. Here's the deeper lesson, and it reaches way past birthdays. Whenever things start connecting to each other, the connections grow faster than the things themselves. 3 friends have 3 friendships. Add one more friend, and you don't get 4 friendships, you get 6. Keep going, and the web thickens at a speed that feels almost dishonest. This is why small groups create surprising coincidences, why rumors spread faster than you'd guess, why a handful of people can feel like a crowd. You count the people, but the world runs on the pairs, and your mind, brilliant as it is, keeps staring at the people and forgetting the pairs. So the next time someone tells you a coincidence is 1 in a million, pause for a second. Ask yourself a quiet question. Are they counting the people, or are they counting the connections? Because somewhere out there, in a room of just 23, 2 strangers are about to discover they share a birthday. They'll laugh. They'll call it fate. They'll think the universe singled them out. But you'll know the truth. It was never fate. It was just the pairs. And the pairs were always going to win. So tell me, how many people do you really need before the impossible becomes a coin flip? You already know the answer now. The harder question is this: what else in your life have you been counting wrong this entire time?